Are you a frustrated IT user? If you are, I've got a present for you. This is a hammer that you can use to smash your IT problems away. Hello, this is Ajani from Network IQ. We provide excellent IT services and have a strong focus around cybersecurity. We also help you to become a more efficient business that customers and partners can trust. Oh, hi there. So today's video, we're going to talk about 4 common IT problems and how to solve them. Now, I know that IT problems are really frustrating, and we've got a little tool for you. You can smash it to bits, yeah? No, but all kidding aside, IT issues are frustrating. Everybody experiences them. But there are things that we can do to minimize these problems. And if we can do that, they can make for a more productive experience. They can make for a more enjoyable experience in the workplace. So let's go through them. So the 4 things I'm going to talk about are slow internet stroke Wi-Fi, slow computers, slow startup, and data loss. Okay, so let's talk about slow internet Wi-Fi. They kind of considered to be synonymous, slow internet and slow Wi-Fi or slow broadband, and actually they can be quite different. But the fact that most of us connect to our networks via Wi-Fi is probably the reason why they're considered to be synonymous. But slow Wi-Fi is oftentimes caused by poor design and poor configuration. So generally Wi-Fi is left at default settings, and it tends to use the 2.4 gigahertz band. I know I'm getting a bit technical, but bear with me. Now the 2.4 gig band is shared with Bluetooth, baby monitors, burglar alarms, etc. And so you get a lot of interference. So if you use a 5 gigahertz band, it's reserved. It's actually recommended for enterprise use. So that will reduce the interference. Also, configuration-wise, there are default settings, but depending on the environment that you're in, if it's a very noisy environment, there are configuration settings that you can use to actually tune your Wi-Fi to make it perform better. In terms of some of the other issues, though, with slow internet, it could be congestion. So the most common thing that we've seen is streaming. So streaming YouTube, streaming videos like Netflix, etc., interfering with corporate traffic and causing congestion. So this is an instance where you can change the configuration of your internet connection to prioritize corporate applications and basically either block or severely reduce the bandwidth that's available to like entertainment applications. So that's slow internet and Wi-Fi. The next one is slow computers, oftentimes caused by some common issues. So outdated computers in terms of their specification. There's a saying what Intel giveth in terms of increased processing power, Microsoft taketh away in terms of programming. So applications in general are getting more and more complex. They need more resources, but more resources are provided, so it's kind of a bit of a standstill. So you do have to keep computers up to date. Typically a lifespan of a computer is 3 years. So if your computer is more than 3 years, the likelihood is that it's kind of getting outdated. There are generally memory issues as well. So random access memory or RAM. Typically we see computers with 4 gigs of RAM when they actually need a minimum of 8 gig, or 16 would be preferable. And with that sort of memory, you tend not to see any performance issues. There are also storage issues. So your actual disk storage, if the disk is getting full, the computer is going to be doing more and more caching. So it's good always to clear out old data that's basically not been used. Also, there's a lot of cached data that is actually of no value that needs to be removed. And the other issue with slow computers is actually high CPU utilization. So typically some applications will demand a lot of CPU power, or if you're doing scanning, or if you're doing backups, or anti-malware from time to time will use up a lot of CPU cycles. You want to do scanning and backups during non-core hours, so when it's not peak times, so that any kind of memory storage issues or processing issues won't arise, because during those hours you're just working on your kind of mainstream applications. So the next item that we want to talk about is slow startup. And slow startup is basically an instance where you boot up the computer and you just wait for ages for it to be usable. Yeah. And there's this kind of expectation that, oh, you turn on the computer and you go make a cup of tea or coffee, whichever you prefer. Again, outdated old computers is a typical cause of that type of experience. Too many startup programs as well. So over a period of time, more and more software gets installed as startup applications, and so the computer gets slower and slower every time you boot it up, because there are more and more applications that need to start up, and then they need to be allocated memory, they need to be allocated CPU, so it's just a slow, drawn-out process. So to address that, you actually need to identify what startup programs are essential for the computer operation, and then disable everything else that you don't need. And then the other problem with slow computers is just memory, just not enough memory. And again, disabling startup programs will make more memory available, removing junk will make more memory available, and ultimately you may have to upgrade the computer as well. Moving on to the final one, which is about data loss. So there are two aspects to data loss. It could be that you've actually lost data because it's been removed or deleted or it's corrupt, or on the other hand, it could be just that you can't find the data. So if we talk about the easy one, which is you can't find the data, that's oftentimes because you have multiple versions in different locations. So having a data structure and having a policy in place that you follow is probably the best way of resolving that particular issue. If we talk about real data loss, though, where data is lost, it's corrupted, or you've been hacked and it's been encrypted, the best way of recovering from that situation is to have a good backup in place, and have backups in multiple locations, and test the backups as well, so that you know that should the need arise, you can recover from the backup. So in summary, we talked about slow internet, stroke Wi-Fi, and some of the ways that we can mitigate that issue. Configuration is one thing that we can do to mitigate slow Wi-Fi. Another one in terms of slow internet is prioritizing corporate applications over and above social media and streaming, etc. We spoke about slow computers, having the right amount of memory, and optimizing storage, and also scheduling scans to take place when it's quiet is a way to mitigate that. When we looked at slow startup, disabling non-essential startup programs is a quick win for improving the computer startup. And then the final one about data loss, definitely having a recovery backup in place that we can recover from, and having a good filing system. Hope that's been useful. Thanks for listening. As usual, we've got some resources on the links below the video.